Also, let's use not. Let's talk about not. When it comes to not, not reverse the logic of its argument. When it comes to not reverse the logic of its element or of its argument. So let's it makes true to become false and vice versa. So let's work on this. Sorry. Let's say it comes to not. That is, so what is the logic? What we want to say is not male. That is, let's use gender now. Let's use gender. So let's say B2, B2 equals female. So now, what is this is saying is that note that is B2 is not female. So if it is female, you say B2 is false. The answer will bring false. That is B2 is female. So now, if it is not female, that is to say, if this is not female, then it will bring true. So what we just say is, okay, not, that is B2 is not female. That is to say, B2 is not female, and it will check and say, oh yes, B2 is not female. So B2 is male. There's your what's it called? Your logic, your argument is correct. So, but if we say B2 is equals to male, that is not B2 is equals to male, then it will bring false. So let's check. Can you say? So that is to say, not. Not is more or less like a negation. That is, this thing is not. So is if A2 is not, if B2 is not, you understand? Just like we have it. So what we said was true becomes false and false becomes true. That is to say, true becomes false and false becomes true. So what we just do is that okay, if our argument is a negative, then return if our argument is a negative, return false. If it is positive, or return true or something. So not, that is to say, not B2 equals to male. Then we check, yes, is equal to male now. Yes. That is to say, what we just say is that this is not male. Now, is equals to male. That is to say, false. That is to say, is equals to male. So now, what we just do is, if this is female and we use not, you say, okay, this is not female. Then you check it. Ah, no, this is now. So in a way, so here you check it and say, this is not female now. And he checked and he say, this is female. Then you say, oh yeah, this is female. So what you're saying, not, that is to say, not B2 is not female. B2 is female. It will check it and say, oh, this is male. So what you're saying is, so let me quickly explain it properly. So when it comes to not, so not is more or less like telling us that this is not this. So if that is it, you should say false. If it is not, then you need to say true. So not B2 is equals to female. So that is to say B2 is not female. You understand? B2 is not female. So it will check, oh yes, B2 is not truly B2 is not female. True. You understand? So now if you now say not B2 is male, that is to say B2 is not male. So it will check. I know now, B2 is male. Why are you telling me that B2 is not male? So it will return false. So that is the scope, or that is the strategy with not. So when you are using not is telling you that okay, this is not this. So if you check that this is really the your correct your what you're saying is true, then it will return true. So that is to say, this is not this, then you check and it says that, oh, yes, it is not, then it will return it. You understand? So, but if you check that, okay, and you say, okay, this is not this, and you check that, oh, this is it now. Is this what you're saying is actually there, then it will return false. So that is the strategy behind it now.